Well, earlier today, as I mentioned, the countries of Spain, Norway, and Ireland announced that they would recognize Palestine as an independent state, a decision representing a rebuke to Israel as it fights for its existence. And it also signals that they want to reward Hamas for its terrorist attack. Though more than 150 countries recognize a Palestinian state out of the United Nations, most Western European democracies and the United States do not. Along with recognizing a Palestinian state, representatives for Spain, Norway, and Ireland all expressed desire for what they call a two-state solution, an outcome that Hamas proved the futility of on October the 7th. Joining me now to discuss this is MK Ohad Tal, a member of the Israeli Knesset for the Religious Zionist Party. MK Tal, welcome back to Washington Watch. Always great to see you.
Thank you very much, Tony, for having me.
Let me first get your thoughts on the announcement from these three European nations today.
Well, I think it's such an hypocrisy, and it's outrageous, because what is actually the meaning of recognizing a Palestinian state? It means that we want to give a reward to those who came and butchered our families, raped our women, beheaded our little children. We want to reward them. Again, I want to remind everybody that Israel has withdrawn from the Gaza Strip in 2005 and gave it to the Palestinians. So effectively, there was already a Palestinian state for 20 years. What have we got for that? Only terror and missiles on our cities. So now we want to take this brilliant success and expand it to the whole area of Judea and Samaria, just a few kilometers from Tel Aviv, from Jerusalem, from Ben Gurion Airport. I mean, really, I think, only today, a video was released from October 7th of these terrorists of Hamas penetrating our villages and our army bases, kidnapping young girls, soldiers from one of the bases, shouting on them, beating them in a horrible, horrible way. And these are the people that now Norway and Ireland and Spain, these are the people that want to recognize and give them a state as a reward. It's absolutely craziness.
So let me ask you this, because this is actually the area you represent in the Knesset, is it not?
Excuse me again?
This is the area you come from, that they're talking about when we talk about this two-state solution. That would be if you're recognizing a Palestinian state, they have to have land. And that land that's being advocated is Samaria and Judea, which is a portion of what you represent.
Exactly right. As I said, they want to expand this brilliant success that we had in Gaza. They want to now expand it to Judea and Samaria, to more places, to the whole, basically the cradle of the Jewish people existence. They want to take that and give it to the Palestinians in order to have another terrorist state at the heartland of the Jewish people.
I want to pull up a map for those watching. I want to pull up this map of Israel. Go ahead and pull up this map, and you'll see the West Bank, which is so-called West Bank. That's Judea and Samaria. That's actually a portion of the area that MK Tal represents. That's what they want to give away as a part of the two-state solution. That's the heart of Israel. Now, I have a second map that I want to show you that you can see in context of the United States. All right, you see that little strip in the middle? That's the size of Israel compared to the United States. So we're talking about taking out the heart of that little strip of land, creating a Palestinian state. And as we've seen since 2007, when Hamas was given control of Gaza, what they do. So, I mean, this is not really difficult to figure out what would be the outcome, is it?
You're right. It's craziness from all perspectives. It's crazy because that will pose an existential threat to the very existence of the state of Israel, to have another terrorist state in our heartland. But it's also it's a craziness because of theological aspect, because that's to take the holiest sites like Hebron and Shiloh and Bethlehem and and East Jerusalem and give it to the Palestinians. Take it away from the people of Israel, to take the land of Israel from the people of Israel and to give it to the Palestinians. Does anybody really believe that that will bring more stability and prosperity to anybody?
Well, that's what these European countries are arguing, saying that a two-state solution is essential for lasting peace in the region. Can you see under any scenario where that would be the case?
History has proven, and October 7th proved it beyond any doubt, that every time that Israel has given away parts of the land to the Arabs, we haven't got any peace, we haven't got any prosperity, we haven't got any stability. We only got death and bloodshed from that. And if those people, those countries want to take this brilliant success and to expand it to Judea and Samaria, I can tell you one thing: we will not allow that. We will not accept that. It's not going to happen.
So let me ask you this, M.K. Tal: is these international decisions, is this to create more pressure upon Israel to get them to back off of going into finishing off the job in Rafah when it comes to Hamas? I mean, what's the bigger picture here that Israel interprets these moves to mean?
You know, I think that we see today the rise of anti-Semitism in so many places in the world. I believe this is part of the same conceptions and the same ideology. They want to see Israel weak. They want to see Israel getting bitten by our neighbors here in the Middle East. And again, this is a conception which we will not accept. I mean, the Jewish people has suffered for 2,000 years of persecutions and anti-Semitism. We will not allow these countries to dictate the future of the Jewish people. We will fight, we will protect ourselves, and if we'll have to do it all by ourselves, so we will do it all by ourselves.
My guest is a member of the Israeli Knesset, Ohad Tal. Is there a growing sense in Israel among the leaders and the people that increasingly you're standing alone?
I think that after what we've seen in the past 7 months, from our closest ally, from America, I mean, of course, the current administration in America is very concerning, because I can give you several examples. I mean, the first thing President Biden is doing after the unprecedented attack of Iran against Israel with over 300 ballistic missiles is to call Prime Minister Netanyahu and to tell him that America will not back Israel responding to this brutal attack. This is not something you would expect to see from a close ally, knowing that we are fighting for our existence. There are so many more examples. Even just the fact that they're trying to push us away from going to Rafah and eradicating Hamas. What is the meaning of that? I mean, Hamas is now holding about 130 hostages. They're still in their hands. So we're not allowed to bring them back. We're not allowed to protect ourselves. We're not allowed to make sure that Hamas is eradicated, that they will not be able to commit another massacre to our people. This is what it means. So this is not something you would expect to see from our allies. And if our allies do not understand that, yes, so we are concerned. And as I said, we will have to do whatever we need to do in order to protect our people, with or without our friends in the world.
Where are you finding support?
You know, I actually now visiting here in America. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm in a huge conference of supporting Israel. I see here so many people who love Israel, who support Israel. You know, I know that the vast majority of Americans, 80%, and we see that in every poll, support Israel. The same 20% who are not supporting Israel are the same 20% who support bin Laden. So, you know, I very much in favor. I happy with the 80%, and I am sure that we will see changes. I hope and I pray to God that we will also see changes in the American administration and the way they treat Israel.
Well, I know that among evangelical Bible-believing Christians that we stand with Israel, the right of Israel to defend itself. We pray for and we stand with Israel and the Jewish people against this rise of anti-Semitism that you made reference to. Ohad, always great to talk with you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you very much for your prayers. We feel that. We appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much for being with us.
Absolutely.